he still has some work to do to secure Tea Party votes. Joining me now from Capitol Hill, freshman Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy. He was elected with Tea Party support. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. Let's talk about the Tea Party and how you see Mitt Romney. Could you end up supporting him, given the votes in Florida?
Listen, I'm focused on what's happening in Wisconsin and making sure I'm a good congressman. I have stayed out of the endorsement game right now, but I think you're right in your interview. There's a overwhelming amount of support that's going his way, but I don't foresee myself engaging in the endorsement process.
One of the things that's coming up today, I think later today, maybe around 5:30, is this congressional pay freeze. Tell me what this bill that you've sponsored is all about.
Yeah, so I introduced this bill to freeze the pay of federal employees. Currently, the Democrats had introduced a bill that would freeze federal employee pay for 2 years. All I do is extend it for an additional year. The only difference for my bill compared to the current bill that's in place is that we carve in congressmen and women. So congressmen and women also will have their pay frozen as well. To be clear, though, our military is not included in either of the bills. But you might have heard about this, your viewers may as well. The CBO came out with a report that shows that the federal employees make 16% more than their counterparts in the private sector. And the American taxpayer right now, they're taking concessions in pay. They're working reduced hours just to keep their jobs. And at a time when the American taxpayer isn't getting a pay increase, it doesn't make sense for them to pay for a pay increase for federal workers. So I hope it passes today. Hopefully the Senate will pick it up, and we'll get it done.
Congressman, let me bring you back to a town hall meeting you had in Wisconsin on March 29th this last year, and you're quoted as having said, you have 6 kids. You said, I struggle to meet my bills right now. Would it be easier for me if I get more paychecks? Maybe. But at this point, I'm not living high on the hog. What was the context for that? You make $174,000.
Yeah, Andrea, and the spin of Nancy Pelosi is that of something else. What I was referring to is I resigned as the Ashland County DA in June of 2010. So I went 7 months without a paycheck. I have 6 kids and a wife, and that time was difficult. But by no means do I struggle on $174,000 a year. This was just a political move to try to make it sound like I was talking about my congressional salary, when really I was talking about a very difficult time of not having money come in. But, listen, and that's just the partisan politics that goes on this day and age. They'll skew what you say, and then even get, people like you to ask me that question. But the real issue is...
Well, actually, this was our research. Nobody got me to ask that question, and I'm glad I gave you a chance to explain.
Yeah, and that was in February, so I just written a congressional paycheck, and they'd gone 7 months before. So that was the reference point. But again, listen, Congress is at the top of the pay scale. Why would the Democrat House, Senate, and President, when they instituted a 2-year pay freeze, exclude members of Congress? That doesn't make sense. The only difference in my bill as to the current legislation is that I include members of Congress. This should be a bipartisan effort, especially isn't
there a law that says, I've covered pay raise votes before, isn't there a law that says that if you vote for or against a pay raise, it can't apply to the current Congress? I mean, I think that is...
Well, right now, the pay of congressmen and women will go up in the next Congress unless we vote to do something other than that. And that's my bill right now. And that's why I think the Democrats should join us and say, let's freeze the pay of not just the whole federal sector outside of military, but also congressmen and women. And that's what I do here.
Congressman Duffy, I'm glad you explained that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrea. Have a good day.
Thanks for being with us.